Oh,
Hey,
did
what's
I?
up? How old are you?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, did you vote Trump?
I did.
And why'd you do that? And is there a way you can turn off the background noise?
Yeah, I'm walking out. I voted for Trump because, well, I have a question for you. Do you have a job? Because I feel like you do it all day, every day.
Have you ever questioned whether or not this is my job?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah,
So
this
this
is
is your
my.
job.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you go out? You don't work a 9 to 5 like other American world who have 2 kids, have to support them, and you don't know what that's like. So I voted for Trump because the economy was so much
Chrissy,
better
you're cutting
years
out.
ago.
You're cutting out. Michael, thank you so much for the year, Mason. Thank you so much. Not everyone works 9 to 5. My dad doesn't work 9 to 5. Right, my mom didn't work 9 to 5. Right, they worked different hours. Right, that I don't know what you're arguing. Right, I do work over 40 hours a week. I literally work every single day. I don't take days off. She left. Okay. What? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, 26.
Did you vote Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
Um, I feel like he's better for the country. I could go over some of his policies that he passed.
Okay, go for it.
One of them's the First Step Act. It was a bipartisan criminal justice reform. It allowed people to transition back into society. It led to over 170,000 people being able to do that. He made animal cruelty a felony. Um, he allowed for 12 weeks paid paternal leave for federal employees. Both mom and dad get it. Um, he made it a rule that hospitals have to post their pricing. And then, yeah, he passed a few things that are pretty beneficial.
Okay. So in the First Step Act, did he go against that by advocating for putting drug dealers on death row?
How does transitioning people back into society? What are you saying?
Do you, what did the First Step Act do?
It just helped people get re-educated, job training programs, education. It helped them get earlier release dates, and a lot of people were released because of it.
For drug dealing?
For drug dealing, I don't know about drug dealing. I just know that this was just it was a criminal justice bill. I don't know if it's specifically drug dealing.
Okay. So you don't think that drug dealing was in any of it or nonviolent drug offenses?
Um, I'm not too sure on the specifics of who was eligible. I don't imagine that people that were violent offenders were eligible, but that's just speculating. I'm not sure. But I feel like these are great things that he's
So those
passed.
those they aren't necessarily violent offenders. So when you advocate for putting drug dealers on death row, doesn't that go against that?
He advocated for drug dealers to go on death row.
Yes.
I still think he's a better choice than Joe Byron
Joe Biden wasn't the choice, genius.
or Kamala, whatever their name is.
Okay, why?
The things I listed, he's better for the economy. He's better for this nation, the United States.
What about the economy?
He's a businessman. He turned America into a business.
Name one good businessman with 6 bankruptcies.
Um, Bill Gates, he has a few bankruptcies. He's a good businessman.
6?
He might even have 7. I'm not too sure.
Give me a source.
But I don't know. Google. I'm
Good.
not
That's
sure.
not a source.
Making businesses, you're destined to fail. So having a bankruptcy is just part of the
Not
whole
just
thing.
one, 6.
He failed 6 times, and he failed into becoming a billionaire. He's a billionaire now. He's one of the richest people on this planet.
He inherited over $400 million from his dad.
Yeah, but that's not a billion. Don't put your head down. These are facts.
If he put that money in the S&P 500, he would have more money.
But he didn't. He put his money into investments and it paid off.
No, it didn't because he got less money than you would have got with an investment in the S&P 500.
Well, he's not Nostradamus, but he still was able to become a billionaire. Nobody could see where the economy would win. He put his money into the actual economy.
Yeah, would have increased, but the point I'm making is that he didn't outshine the S&P 500.
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
a lot of people didn't, but he's still a billionaire. And if he was truly a bad businessman, he would be less than a millionaire.
You'd say he'd be less than a millionaire. That's a ridiculous statement when he inherited 400 million.
Yeah, well, if he's a bad businessman, he would have less money, but he has more money than he started with.
He's not a good businessman.
Yes, he is. He's a billionaire.
That doesn't mean he's a good businessman. If I inherited $400 million, I'd probably be a billionaire too.
Well, I inherited $5,000 and I have none of it. So he's a better businessman.
Do you realize the difference between having $400 million and having $5,000?
Yeah, it's a lot, but
Yeah,
he's
there's
a billionaire.
like when you can engage in investments, your investments are more lucrative or can create greater like profits because less people can engage in those investments. There's less competition because not as many people have $400 million to play with.
Okay, despite all of that, that's his personal business. He was able to fix the economy, and he's going to fix it again these next 4 years.
Yeah, by doing universal tariffs.
He's probably not actually going to do that.
So he was lying.
He says a lot of things.
So how do you know what he's saying is right and what he's saying is not?
Um, you just kind of feel it, and wherever that leads you is where it leads you. But overall, he's going to be a good president. He's passed a lot of legislation, like I listed. He made animal cruelty a felony. I don't see Kamala Harris making animal cruelty a felony. Does that mean
We were
she
talking
hates
about
animals?
the economy. We were talking about the economy, not about
Yeah,
animal
but
cruelty.
if Kamala Harris cared about animals, she would make it a felony to abuse them, but she didn't.
Gabe, are you vegan?
Am I vegan?
Yeah.
No, I eat meat.
What the are you saying? A vegan could be like, it's cruel to slaughter and eat an animal. What the hell are you saying? Okay?
I eat
What moral
grass-fed meat.
significance?
I eat grass-fed meat.
Yeah, there's still animals that you
Cage-free.
still kill, right?
They're
Cage free?
euthanized, so they don't.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so again, we can talk about. So again, the point I'm making is that you can say that it's effective legislation, right? Say whatever you want, right? But to stand like as that's like some like moral high ground to argue from is pretty crazy.
But if she cared about animals, why didn't she make it a felony to abuse them?
If you care about animals, why do you eat them?
Well, I'm not abusing them. They're already dead.
Do
I
you
wouldn't
think
let the meat go to waste.
this guy's so delusional? So I'm just gonna let you know when you pay for meat, you absolutely are like paying for that to happen to the animal. Like that's just like
You
a
could say
reality.
the same thing about your taxes. When you pay your taxes, it goes to weapons that
Mm-hmm.
contribute to genocide. So I can't change it.
Can you choose to stop eating meat?
No.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't because you need the nutrients.
You can get nutrients without meat. Like I'm just gonna be totally honest. These are bad arguments. All of these are bad arguments. Dude, you don't even know like the reason why it could be even possibly justified to not be vegan, right? Like your arguments are dog shit, to be totally honest with you.
But not Kamala not making it a felony to abuse animals. That's wrong.
Wait, that's Congress, and she didn't argue against that. It was already law by the time she was vice president. So she didn't necessarily oppose this, right? I don't know where you got that idea from. And secondly, like, do you care more about like animals than you care about humans? Humans are
No,
animals, but I mean, like, you care about humans significantly more, right?
Yes.
So you should care about like the sexual abuse of women, right?
Of course. Who wouldn't?
Okay. Okay, that you voted for someone who did that.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly, he was held civilly liable of it.
Yeah, but he didn't go to jail for it.
That doesn't mean he didn't do it. What?
Well, if
Hitler
it's alleged,
did Hitler go to jail, right, for
no,
genocide?
he killed himself before he was able to.
Okay, so just because they didn't go to
Donald Trump
jail
is alive and
for that
breathing.
crime specifically doesn't mean that they didn't, right, do it. Like what?
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence? Yes, there is. He was held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people.
That's not evidence. A lot of people go to jail for things they didn't do.
And Sydney, thank you so much for the $2. And Mary, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. Sorry, say that again, Gabe.
A lot of people go to jail for things they didn't do. So how could you?
Yeah. So what indicates that he didn't do this? You know, most people, it's accurate about. Like, if a jury determines that you did this, it's most likely accurate, right? Obviously, there can be some circumstances where it's wrong, but it's most likely the chance that it's accurate. Do you believe in the death penalty?
Yes.
So it's so likely that it's right that you're willing to kill people because it's so unlikely that they're innocent. But when it comes to Donald Trump, then it's so likely that they're innocent. Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, how do you feel about abortion?
Margaret, you don't. You're so weird, dude. Why'd you completely just pivot?
Well, I feel
Margaret,
like
thank you
this
so much for the $5.
conversation's
Thank you so
over. I
much.
feel like we could speak about abortion.
No, we'll finish what we're saying, or I'm gonna go on to the next person.
No. Okay, let's
Angela,
continue.
thank you so much for the $50. Thank you
I'm
so
not-
much. I really appreciate that. Exactly right. Like
Can
that
everybody
never,
stop
that'll
saying
never make
pivoting?
sense.
I'm not pivoting.
That will never make sense to me, Angela. Literally. Thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Angela.
Yeah, I just feel like there's no sufficient evidence, but you say there's evidence, so we just have to agree to disagree.
So I have a question. Would you let someone held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people for forcibly penetrating a woman's vagina against her will to get access to a gun?
Absolutely not. That's disgusting.
But you'd let them run for president and gain access to the nuclear codes. Interesting.
Well, it's different.
What's different?
There's no evidence.
He was held civilly liable. Why didn't you say there was no evidence in the other scenario where it was civil liability? They're both civil liability.
I think we just have to agree to disagree. I don't see eye to eye with you on this.